Welcome back. So we've done all of the initial page setups for all of the yellow items here, except the affiliate section. Like I said, again, that's a supplementary thing that we can do later. But these yellow ones are done. So the next thing we're going to be doing is actually setting up the menu so we can easily navigate to these pages so that we can update them easily. So those navigation items are in gray. Now there are so this is your home page. The first level off of this, like footer, for instance, or main, will be a main menu, so that's the main menu. So in the footer, there's actually some menu items here, legal stuff and contact us. So you'll see how that's structured, but perhaps I should have colored the footer a different color, maybe made it white like the home page. Because this one here is not really a menu item, it's just the content underneath the home page. And any of the top menus up here, we have a wish list, count, login, carts, and checkouts. That's the very top menu. This is the main one. And then some underneath the footers, which will be quick links, legal stuff, and stuff. So we're going to be setting all that up. So I'm going to do that. So now that we're on the front page of our site, we want to get our bearings about us. And so we want to see where the main menu sections are that we need to be aware of. So there could be, depending on the template you buy, there could be multiple menus everywhere. But you'll see where they are when we go into the back end. Usually they give a good indication where they're sitting. But the main things we might be looking at is there might be a menu up in the very top bar up here. And as you can see, there's a couple of things up here that looks like a menu to me. As well as this is the main menu here. And there's some stuff over here. And this looks like they're automatically put there. And I'll show you the reason why. Generally, menus are ones that you can control, are ones with words on them. If they've got pictures and stuff, they're probably template driven. So we might not have control over the stuff that sits over here. That might change the way we laid out our mind map, because I know on my mind map, the cart and the checkout, I had up on the top menu up here, but it looks like they already have one built in where it's sitting off here at the side. So I'm probably going to leave it like that and make some adjustments to my template based on that. So the other parts are down on the footer. So down here where you can see for instance, they say useful links here and things. So there's some menu items here. So that's what we're looking for. And so what that gives us a good idea where we can see some menus, and we're going to go actually into the back end and take a look. So if you click up here by this gauge thing here, it takes us to our dashboard, which is the back end. I'm going to scroll down to appearance. Appearance has everything to do with both widgets, which we'll talk about later, and menus. And so that's the one thing we're going to click on is menus, and we're going to update them here. This is the main menu structure area. This area allows us to be able to set up our menu structures. And there's generally menus that are already might have been created for us from the template, and we can also set up more menus. Okay, so here we go. We have this thing called main menu. It's already set. If you had menus set, they're generally a drop down here, which we will see once we add some more menus to this. But they already had a menu set here, and as you can see, there's some red marks. It's because I had trashed the portfolio page that I didn't want. So it says it's invalid. So to edit this, I can actually click the little drop down little icon there, and I can see that there was some options here. I can just click remove and it goes away, it disappears. There's this other thing here too. They said 0, no title. I'm assuming that had something to do with maybe a particular product or whatever. So I'm just gonna click down and I'm gonna remove that one. I didn't need that one. So I've got home, blog, contact us, and about us. Now, if I remember correctly, if I was to look at my mind map, I had on the main menu, I had home, products, FAQ, blog, contact us, and I had another one called happy customers. So that looked like it must be around testimonials and stuff. So let's add those menu items to the page. So first, I already have home, and that's already set for me. And it looks like they've got some design options there. And so I'm gonna just go and blog. It looked like it was the next, actually products was the next one. So the page that you want to set is the main one, the main page of products that you're going to put there. So for me, it's the shop. For you, you might have designed a page that you just want to put a few products on, and you're not going to show a catalog how the shop page had. So I'm just going to click this though, and I'm going to add to menu. So I highlighted shop, added to menu. If you don't see it listed here, make sure you click the view all tab here, and it has all of the pages. Now you can see shop added on the bottom. Well, how where I had it is actually up here underneath home. So I had home first and then products in my mind map. I can click this little drop down and I can change the name of this from shop to products. Okay, and so that's what it's going to go. It's still going to go to the shop page, but the actual menu will be called products. Okay, and so there we go. Okay, so there we go. And what I just wanted to point out too, by the way, is if you did want to put, say, blog related stuff or a specific blog post in your menu, you can do that on the side here. Like you have more options. Let's say you even want to have a URL out of your site. Let's say you have an Amazon page or an eBay page that you want to have a link out to say, hey, like view my Amazon shop. So you'd have Amazon shop as your link text here, and then URL would be to Amazon. You can click that to add menu. So, like, slash, your shop, whatever, you have, and then I can do this and click add to menu. And what that'll do is it'll add it. Of course, it adds it to the bottom. I'll just minimize that. So there it is. So if I save that, which I will do, let's just save the menu. And we can see that if we click on our home page, and we can see the changes we made to that menu. So if I was to click on this, it's going to go to Amazon to / your shop, which I don't think exists. But anyways, that's just to show you an example. So we can see how it's affected this menu already by doing the changes in here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. That was just to show an example. So let's just remove that one and continue setting up the menu. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the elements I wanted to my menu. So I've done that. I've added all the pages. I've clicked save my menu. And so these are the ones that I wanted initially. Now there's one page I don't have here that I forgot to create that I need to make a menu for. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my pages tab, which I had already opened, the pages here, and I'm going to click add new, and this is going to represent my pages for happy customers. Okay, and I'm just going to publish that. And once that's done, I'm going to go over to the menus. I'm going to go up to the URL and hit F5, or I can hit enter. It'll refresh. And what that's going to do is it's just going to refresh the list. Now see how this one just showed up here. I can also click view all. I'm going to add that to my menu. And there it is. So there are my main menu pages. Now one thing to keep in mind is down at the bottom, you want to make sure that you've selected on display location the main menu has been checked for any template. Usually there's a check mark down there that says, this is the main or the primary menu. That's the one you want to do. Now we can also create a new menu, which we're going to do because we need to create a menu for the footer as well as so for quick links, legal stuff, and connect us. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. One thing before I do that, just to mention, is let's say we had we wanted to put a subheading. So I'm just going to click on this as an example, is actually a sub menu. When you click and drag them, if you notice they indent, see how this block indents? Well, I can put that underneath there, And let's say, we'll just add that one, and I can nest it underneath this one even. So you can have a multi-tiered menu this way by just all you need to do is indenting them and dragging them underneath a particular menu item. So I'm not going to do that, but I did want to show you that you can add more menus underneath menus by doing that. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove those. Okay, and we'll save it again just to make sure. And we're going to create our footer menu. So I'm going to create a new menu, and we're going to call this the footer. Okay, so let's create that. And under my footer one, I'm going to have the products. So this is, okay, so these are quick links. Okay, and we'll save that. Okay. All right. And then what we can do is I wanted to have products. So we're going to have our shop page again. It's okay if you repeat the same page. It's not a big deal. I'm going to rename this to products. Okay. All right. And we're going to have the About Us page there. Oops. So I don't see it in here. So I'll click View All. Oh, there it is. We're going to add that one. Okay, so just minimize that. Okay, and we have a cart. Okay, and we'll have my account. Okay, so there are the pages that I want in that footer quick links menu. Okay, and I'm just going to save it. We don't need to worry about clicking anything down here. Okay, and I'm going to create another new menu. And we're going to call this legal stuff. Okay, and we're going to create that. I think actually we're going to name it because it's part of the footer. So it's always good to know, like, have a name of where you're actually putting, like, where your menu is going, so you know where it is. And on there, I had my terms of service or terms and conditions, privacy policy, and return policy. Okay, so we're going to add that. There we go, and I can reorder them by doing this. And there we go, there's that menu. So I've gone and created the rest of the menus that we're going to be using for the site. Now there are a couple other things that were on the mind map that I had that I'm not including, and the reason why is because there is no menu click options. An example of that is the contact section there, where I'll probably be putting a little form and a submit for putting your email to subscribe, things like that. So the only time we ever need to worry about menus is we want to put just an iterative title and that somebody can navigate to another part of the site. So now I'm done that, I'm just going to make sure that this is saved. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about, which you may or may not have to use, it really depends on your template, is that Manage Locations tab. In here, they have locations for certain menus: main menu right, mobile menu, secondary menu, my account. Whether or not you have these things turned on or off, you can actually assign menus to those locations. So this my account here, I'm assuming that was the one at the top. Like, I just open this tab here. This one up here where you have all of this, but it's already there for me, and I actually like its location. We're going to do some investigation because they have a newsletter here. You may not want this join the newsletter. It says you can add any. So obviously there's something that I will have to put for that newsletter. So that people can sign up for it. That would be the same subscription link that I would have maybe somewhere down here, a subscribe to us page down there. Okay, so that's it for menus, and we're going to be moving on to widgets in the next video.